am outside. I am sitting on actually my. Where's my dog? Kojak! Kojak! Okay, here he is. You're behind me. I'm sitting on my fire pit, hanging out. With this idiot right here. See, Koji, say hi. And we're just hanging, and I want to talk a little bit about something that a good friend of mine, Joker Voice, he's a new YouTuber. Hey, all right, Shakespeare. If you don't know his channel, go look him up. He brings the truth, and he's extremely intelligent. Let me tell you, he basically took down the person I'm gonna take down better than I ever could. First off, you don't go on YouTube and call someone out, call someone like Cameron Pasha, valiant renegade, liars, and hucksters. Okay, you don't. You just don't. You don't do that. And the reason why you don't do that is because, Koji, come on, is because, it's bullshit. You're the one who's a bullshitter. Calling them bullshitters. And I'm gonna tell you something, where this happened was a podcast that's extremely savory. And the person who did it is a well-known entity among us. He made a name for himself trying to make me and Craig Johnson look stupid. And he got lucky once. You can only get so far on luck. Okay. That's the truth. You can only get so far on luck. And then, of course, the attack on James Mangold, with which the Star Wars fandom and fandom at large wanted to give him the Medal of Honor. Like he's some sort of hero of that caliber. You know, up there with John Basilone and Richard Bong and Gabby Francis Gabreski. You know, you name the soldiers. You know, the guys who you know, landed at Normandy, dropped bombs on the Germans. You know, landed at Guadalcanal. You know, they wanted to give this guy a medal, a fucking medal. You know, trolling a professional movie director on Twitter, which is a very small conglomeration of the over 7 billion people that inhabit the planet, and it has absolutely no bearing on anything anymore. You could actually, if Elon Musk wanted to buy it, he could actually buy Twitter for probably a couple of $1 billion and shut it down and make a profit. Okay, that's how bad the shares are. This person, you know, lied about Star Wars being in the black, that it made its money. Yeah, he did. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. This guy's a Raylo. He is a Ryan Johnson fan. Yeah, you better stick around. You better stick around, Buddy Bear. He's now hiding in the... that dog. You know, he wrote, I mean, I know for a fact that he had a blog, and he deleted many of his blogs supporting The Last Jedi and talking about how much he loved Rey and Kylo's relationship. That's what the guy thinks about women, by the way. All right? That's what the guy thinks about women, by the way. But he took all those blogs down so he could be part of this group. Okay? Big, giant delusions of, you know, being part of Hollywood once again. No. You aren't Chris Gore. You aren't Robert Meyer Burnett. You're not, you know, any of those people. Okay? You're not. Stop it. Okay? You know, I gave up my delusions of grandeur after I got sick. Okay? Sure, I wish I hadn't gotten sick. I'm reminded every time I open my fucking mouth. But hey, it happened. You win and you lose, you fail. That's life. Life isn't fair. You can't make it fair either. Okay? You know, but this guy attacks my friends. Cameron Pasha, who's been in Hollywood for 20 years. And what? All right, who is that? Hey, Troy. You know, uh, Valiant Renegade, who's been in money management for 20 years. A guy I would trust. If I won $1 billion, I would give him $1 million to invest and see how much we could make on it. Just for kicks and giggles. Let's see where this goes. You know, you got $1 billion, you want more. That's just natural. It's not greed either. It's just natural. And I am a voracious capitalist. Okay. That's not to say I'm ignoring want and need, but if you have stuff, you want more, and the more you have, the more you can share with people, right? Okay. And that's kind of the point, right? Ain't a legacy, you leave a legacy. Anyway, attacking these guys, attacking Cameron just pisses me off. I don't mind if you attack me. I'm just a housewife. And I've got scars on my knuckles where I beat the living crap out of bullies. Let me tell you a story. I was what, 12, 13 years old, and we had a bully in the neighborhood. We actually had two, they were brothers. And I'm walking past their house with my BFF. And there was a car parked in front of the bully's house. In the car was the learning disabled, special needs kid, being basically molested by the younger bully. The idiot left the door unlocked. Guess what I did? I grabbed him by the shirt, pulled him out, and beat the shit out of him. And then I told her parents and called the cops. Okay? Well, my fault. I saved her. Okay? That's the kind of person I am. I don't care what you think. Make threats to me, I don't care. But if you fuck with my friends, then I get mad. This is about loyalty. Okay? I have never doubted once that Cameron is on to something, and Valiant, because they actually look at the money. Again, the lie that Lucasfilm is in the black. It's not in the black. And this wannabe tells everybody that it's in the black and they're making money. No, they're not. Then he turns around and says Disney streaming is profitable. Okay. Joker Voice had a good thing. You have true or false questions. You have a question. If everything in that but one sentence is true, the entire question is false. Okay. But when you sit there and say, Disney doesn't even admit that Disney doesn't even admit that Disney Plus is in the red or in the black. They're not going to be in the black to 2024. If you listen, I'm going to tell you something. If this genius, this wannabe Orson Welles, ever had the opportunity to sit down and actually listen to the earnings call, he probably would have heard. We will be profitable with our subscribers getting up to 230 million by 2024. That's the plan. Okay, it is not in the black. Neither is Lucasfilm. This guy runs around using. How many people want to bet this guy's actually filed bankruptcy more than, Nicolas Cage? Okay. That, yeah, he's using gross box office. He doesn't even want to hear the fact that Hasbro will not make sequel trilogy characters. Okay? All right. He's using gross box office. Gross box office is like, what, 4.9 billion. Only 2 movies actually really made money there. Okay? But when you take 250 million right off the top for Solo, when you look at how much it costs to make The Rise of Skywalker, Doomcock said the story at Disney, right, and Lucasfilm is that it cost $600 million. Because Kathy wanted those goddamn reshoots, and by Christ, she was gonna get them. Okay? That fucking bitch. You know, the movie didn't make money. It barely limped over $1 billion. Then let's look at this. All right, TFA cost earned $2.3 billion. I always get that mixed up. Made about 700 million. Hey, Jonathan. Then we get to Rogue Squadron. I think it made about the same as TLJ. It was good. It was of all the movies that they've made, it was probably the best one. And I think the reason why is because her interference was kept at a minimum. I don't know why, but she got lucky with that one. Then we get to TLJ, 1.3 billion, from 2.3 to 1.3. They projected it would go up to 2.5 or 6. It didn't. No one expected 1.3 billion, but when you shit all over the franchise and the fans and don't actually write a coherent fucking story and, you know, basically go SJW woke representation and then, you know, turn both minority characters into tokens and the LGBTQ dyke into the fucking hero. Because, of course, no one's gonna want to watch that shit. They're not Star Wars. Okay, when I get to Solo, the combination of we don't like this shit anymore, stop making it, awful Aaron Yuck, and just because Solo was a miserable fucking movie, it lost $250 million. And guess what? She literally almost had to reshoot the entire thing and get Ron Howard to go in and fix it. That poor bastard, okay? So he goes in there and we're told 80% was reshot. I'll bet you he reshot the whole thing. $225 million to make this movie turned out to $450 million. Okay? Then you start with the marketing campaign, which opened up Super Bowl Sunday with that hilariously bad trailer. Okay? And then it got just worse. Okay, so then you go forward. The Rise of Skywalker. She reshoots, we're told 40%. Had a meltdown that there was no Reylo kiss. And, you know, it's like, you know, it barely limped over $1 billion. That movie lost money. Okay, I don't care what anyone says. No one wanted to see it. Okay, no one. There were people out there who just said, okay, I'm going to finish this motherfucker. You know, I went to the high seas to watch it. So, what do we learn from here? A, this guy can't do math. B, this guy doesn't want to hear the truth. C, he attacks anybody and the reason why is because he's envious as fuck. Okay. There's a reason why he goes after Valiant, Cameron. I'm too little, and I'm the blonde that I'm sure he's labeled as crazy because that's what misogynists like him do. You know, desperately trying to discredit us and touting his resume in Hollywood. Oh yeah, Andrew. It's hilarious, in my opinion, to see this. And it was really funny when James Mangold, in the middle of the Harrison Ford is Hurt, in the middle of basically directing the biggest movie of his life, has to stop and look at this guy's IMDb page. There's nothing there. It's a giant goose egg. Whatever he's told people is bullshit. Okay? The fact that he's got people held hostage with this the mythology he's built around himself is fascinating. It's a cult of personality, and it's narcissism. When Cameron and Valiant were on that panel with him, they talked for an hour straight. An hour straight. This guy doesn't say a word. Why? Because if he'd have said something that was in disagreement in his condescending manner, which is what he does. Go, Jack, stick around. Come on. They would have crushed him. They would have crushed him. Okay? Let's talk about Kathy. Kathy's leaving when she wants to. And she's got allies on the board. So he runs around saying, Bob Iger and Alan Horn are her allies. This was recently, folks. Alan Horn left Disney last fall. He retired last fall. Bob Iger's not the chairman of the board, nor is he the CEO. They're gone. Okay? But so what board members is he talking about? Maybe they're phantom Igers and Horns still there that only he knows about? What the fuck? Okay? They're not there anymore. Bob is standing at the window tapping it. I want in. I want in. He's gone. And I'll tell you something. As far as I can tell, the board wanted him out. Okay? He was replaced by the person who's been on the board the longest, who doesn't share his asinine politics, okay? Who comes from the Carlyle Group. Not that this idiot would know what the Carlyle Group was, okay? But if you know anything about finance, and I know enough about it to know who they are, let me give a Star Wars equivalent. They make the banking clan look like Mother's Little Helpers, okay? They handle the money for former presidents and other people who are serious fucking people, okay? But, in his little mind, I mean, that, again, is another thing saying he's full of shit. When someone says something like that, okay? And the whole, so what else? Okay, his resume, the fact that James Mangold had to embarrass him, and of course he wasn't embarrassed because narcissists like him can't be embarrassed. Let's see, the money, Lucasfilm being in the black, and then he turns around and uses gross box office instead of net. It's not hard to put two and two together here. Even a moron who hates math did it, okay? Then we got, Kennedy. Let's talk about that. She's going to be there forever, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Why'd she lose the children of blood and bone? Just last October, she was touting it. Why? Why? First off, she treated the writer like shit. A woman of color. Basically said, no, we don't want you writing the script, which kind of a polite, professional thing to do is at least give the author a whack at it, okay? Then, Disney comes in and says, with the author, just a minute, what?
Ty.
What?
Have to go to Michael's pretty soon.
Okay, just a minute, I'm almost done. So anyway, I gotta go pretty soon, guys. But anyway, basically Disney gave the author the rights back. And it went on, and they put it on the market, and Paramount took it. It's in a Hollywood Reporter. The Acolyte has not moved, except for adding a casting director and a production coordinator. That's it. It is it's May 21st, or March 21st. They have a month and about 40 days to start casting. Not one word in the trades about it. Now maybe there'll be some, you know. It's about 55, 60 Mays. Then we've got Rogue Squadron, which our Star Wars director wanted to touch on this before I go. Boasted that, somebody on Twitter actually talked to the writer of the novel, and he said he'd been in touch with Patty Jenkins a year and a half ago, before it was put on the side. She's lost all of her movies. Indiana Jones 5 was pushed back a year from its release date. Please tell me Kathy's the most powerful woman in Hollywood again, if that makes you feel better. Okay? Please do it. Anyway, I gotta go, because I gotta go to Michael's, and you guys be good, and I'll probably go live later. See you guys around the galaxy.